No one expects the guillotine. This is kind of insane. Oh, yep, here comes the angries. Oh no! Oh, that's actually so good. Oh, the outplays. Look at that. All right, well, I'm gonna guess this means that they can't kill our Anivia.
I've taught you well, my boy.
Let's go! Let's go! GG's? GG? Good game? Good game? Oh, this is insane turn.
No retreat.
Ah, yes! Yes! Look at that! Cosmic here, and welcome back to another Legends of Runeterra video. Today we're going to be talking about the newest Swain deck, and yes, at its core, if you missed the Braum Swain deck that was around, you really need that Freljord and Noxus fix. This is it, and on top of that, to make it even sweeter, we have a Glinthorn deck. And yes, this is a bit of a meme card, as it were, for the longest time because it's so hard to set up. And I want to give a huge shout out to Aquilabot, who was a viewer that just hung out and streamed. They gave me the deck code, and I honestly love it. I think there's probably about 4 to 5 cards I would change once I had more time to build this and work with this. But at its core, it is a Swain deck. And how do you break the board? How do you, get in this kind of a lock? It's 6 slots back and forth. What do you need to break through? So there's 2 things. One is Glinthorn, which you can set up very easily with an avalanche, and because all your units are very beefy, they're gonna survive. And then surprisingly, it's kind of crazy how good this has been. And if you know me, my favorite card from set 1 is War Mothers. So this is really like the perfect blend of, I have the Swain deck, you still have all the great control options from it, and then you have Freljord to really just give you the good value of Avalanche can help you against early aggro decks. You have Hearthguards, which is going to buff your entire deck and is just a good mid-range threat. You have Harsh Winds to beat back Atrocity and Nautilus decks. And then let's say you find that Shadow Isles person that's just really giving you a hard time. They have the Ruination. You go, look, I got War Mother's Call. We can grind this game out, and we're going to stall it out, but I'm going to win the late game. And honestly, this has been my favorite part about it. So it's a little weird because we're going to break it down into 2 parts, but we'll talk about what makes it good and why do I love it so much. And the one thing I want to acknowledge right away is the split in champions here. So we have 3 Anivia, 2 Swain, and 1 Katarina. So technically, as it is today, this is Aquilabot's list card for card. I didn't change around too much because I want to try it out, talk about what I liked, talk about what I didn't like, and what worked for me, what didn't work for me. But honestly, I liked a lot of this. The one part where I kind of wanted to pull back and maybe change a few things is I might end up swapping 1 Anivia for a Swain. At the end of the day, Swain really is your main win condition. Because he's just such a good threat. He's very, very easy to level up in this deck, especially if you're going against a more aggressive strategy. We have Avalanche, which counts for every unit it's going to be hitting, and sometimes your own is necessary to do that, just because you want to stabilize the board and walk them into the Avalanche. And this really does give you what I like to just call the auto level up. So in some cases, you get to play Avalanche on 4, and then you're playing a leveled up Swain on 5, which at 4 attack and 7 HP is going to be a very threatening presence on the board, and heaven forbid that you actually get the other effect on top of them where you're suddenly being able to strike the Nexus for another 3 damage, and let's say that they put it like a 1-2 on the board or something that can't block them, you're immediately killing that as well. So Swain just being this mid-range and control powerhouse that really helps you close out some games. I think that we're not done seeing Swain, and I kind of gave this card, it's funny to look back because I gave this card like a very middling review in terms of, it might be difficult to level him up. He might not make all the control decks viable because of Ionia just being as strong as it is. And to be fair, right now in the meta, we're not seeing a lot of Ionia, and that's why War Mothers is as strong as it is right now. But I think Swain in general, just because the other packages that you can run with this, like the extra copies of Flock, just dealing 4 damage to anything that's damaged, this is huge. I definitely rated this card a 5 at the start, and honestly, it's like a 6 out of 5. It's just been so good in so many lists that it's kind of shocking that we got this as a card, right? And then obviously the Yasuo decks are running it as well. So the one thing that you'll note that's missing, and the other card that I think that a lot of people are used to seeing, is the Spider Stun or the Arachnoid Sentry, right? So typically you would have your other turn 4 play be something like play this into a Ravenous Flock, kill their Yasuo or something, just for an example. It is a powerful combo. However, I think I also like the 2-drop here, the other Sentry, because it draws you a card. And that's kind of one of the things I found out, right? You still want to have your early mulligans for either Catalyst or Hearthguard turn, so it does follow that more Freljord mid-range style of package for you. And you don't always get it on the exact turns you want. I mean, anyone that's played ramp for any amount of time will tell you, hey, I run triple Catalyst, but I never see them until like turn 7, right? And that can feel pretty bad, but I also just want to say, not even the turns you get War Mothers, but when you play like an early Leviathan, I mean, that's good enough. It's a 5/8 with Overwhelm. It's dealing damage every turn over the top. And the other kind of name that I've given this deck, and Swain gets in general, right, is the AFK win deck. So most of the times you're going to have Leviathan, you drop Swain because you have so many other good board control options or other ways to stun and then remove them. You can just sit back on Swain and Leviathan. So again, at the core of this, it is still a ramp into Swain, very easy to level up, win the game that way. But again, I really do like some of the other tech choices. Captain Farron here was just an interesting one. I've been trying it out. It did win a game tonight, actually, at the time of recording this. So cool. Obviously, I think a lot of people will agree it's just a very good card right now. Not saying this is the best list for it, but Decimate and an 8/8 Overwhelm is going to end games by himself. And what's important to note here is that off Ward Mothers, you still get the Decimates. So there are times where, like, you high roll, right? You get this, you get to play it, they cost 5, where then all of a sudden you're attacking with a free 8/8 and then also doing 8 damage on top. So this is one of the things where I might refine this build a little bit more, and I might actually just like take out the Glinthorns, take out the Anivias, and then just make this a Captain Farron deck. But that's another video for another time. The last thing I want to mention that is kind of an interesting choice here is the Katarina. So in the highlight clip up front, it paid off because the Blade's Edge, the spell that she generates, gave us that ping damage we needed for the Noxian Guillotine. But just in general, I think this is a fine card because once you get War Mothers online, which to be fair should be ending the game fairly quickly by itself, sometimes it's just nice to get that Katarina for multiple recall effects. So this is, again, one card that, it was really good for me in niche situations, but I think in this case, I might like to focus more on the War Mothers build. So add another Swain in. Maybe we add a different champion altogether, right? If we do like a one of Tryndamere, that's pretty standard in more War Mother typical lists. I think it is really fun when it happens, but again, if Swain doesn't win you this game, or Swain Leviathan combo doesn't win, War Mothers should win against the stalling decks. And at that point, it's like, okay, I have War Mothers and I have potentially a Katarina turn. Just playing the game out, War Mothers should be enough to close it out. So in that regard, I think Katarina is kind of the other card that I would cut. And honestly, from like an overperforming perspective, I might also find room for a second Noxian Guillotine. I mean, this card was just insane. And it's one of those things, right? I knew that this was good and I just couldn't find the right list that I wanted for it. But this is, again, a scenario. So if you're going against the deep decks, for example, right? The two like key combos that you're going to be doing, because eventually deep is just going to flood the board. They're going to have a bigger board than you, and they just, hold you off. Well, then you can do things like avalanche into Glinthorn, so you stun lock their entire board and just OTK them from 20. Or in some cases, you just have the avalanche into guillotine, so you can kill like a Nautilus and some other big threats. So I want to say that, in most other decks, right, that you play avalanche in, it's like, okay, if it's not an aggro matchup, it's just a do-nothing card, and other than obviously helping level Swain up, but it's like, okay, I have to like double, if not triple avalanche to maybe get value out of it. And it can feel pretty meh, right, depending on what you're running into. But in this list in particular, I don't think I found another list that has as much value poured into avalanche as ever before. Like this is like an all-time high for avalanche value, and it's real. And I won't spoil too much of it, but It at least sounds like in the next set, we're going to be getting a super avalanche. The voice line is actually mega avalanche, and the new Freljord champion is yelling it. So I'm assuming we're going to see like maybe a higher damage one. And if that's the case, it might find a flex spot as like a one of in here, right? You don't want it too high because then it's going to hit your own targets, but maybe it's a one-sided, right? Maybe it's a higher cost, deals 3 damage, hits it their side of the board, right? Who knows? There's a lot of speculation on what it could be. Obviously, it's going to be a slow spell if it is, because it has to be balanced that way. But I'm really looking forward to what set 3 might have for this list. And the other thing, in terms of like I talked about up front, there's like 4 or 5 cards I might mix up the numbers a little bit. Calling Strike, at least for what I was running into tonight and at the time of recording this, Calling Strike is still just an MVP. I could see this easily being a 3 of, but if you're seeing a lot of more the Ash Sejuani, in a lot of cases even the deep decks, right? Like you hit a Maokai and that's it. If you're seeing a lot of those types of decks, then Calling Strike really does fall off. So for me, at least, I was seeing a lot of discard aggro or just other like Demacia decks where sometimes you just need to kill that Lucian. So obviously here, Calling Strike is going to be more of a flex spot. And then also against the Lucian decks, generally speaking, unless they have the ranges resolved, the Avalanche is just what's going to win it. So put whatever value you want to in that, right? But I think that's kind of the changes overall are kind of the cards after I've been playing this for about 2 days, because again, anyone that knows me, I love Ward Mother's Call, so it was naturally I had to play this list. But I think like one more Calling Strike depending on what you're running into, -1 Katarina, +1 Guillotine I really like, bump up Swain, and then Captain Farron probably comes out for one of the other changes. And then Anivia might get dropped down to 2 for a Tryndamere. So obviously, like in a perfect world, you want Anivia because it's going to help trigger your Glinthorn. But what I found out actually in the past couple days of testing, just saving the Avalanche for that late game play is going to win the game anyway. So there's a lot more to this deck than even maybe I've put together. But I can finally say that this is the first Glinthorn deck that I really like how it fits into this package. And then keeping in mind, if you find a Hearthguard and this becomes a 7/7, this alone is just a massive threat. So this is a very, very strong epic. This is probably not the final list for it or the final home, but I am very, very happy. And again, shout out to Aquilabot for this list. I'm going to, after recording this, I'm going to make some of those changes and play a bit more, but because this was a viewer submitted list, I want to give them the proper credit for it and the inspiration behind this, because I just love playing this. It's been so fun, and there's so many different like little combos like that you can do. And then of course other times it's like, hey, Swain wins the game, big surprise. But I really want, I know it's not like in the region, but I really want Noxus to have more control effects like Swain, or just these powerful things that aren't like Darius, right? Where it's just me go face, me be big strong guy. These more like tactical combat type of decks where you have like stuns and you're manipulating the battlefield, that kind of stuff, for some kind of big payoff effect, and Swain does that. So I love this list. It is a ton of fun. I've saved 2 games from the stream that are just gonna be straight upload, so make sure to watch those if you want to see this deck in action. But otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Legends of Runeterra content. Definitely helps me out a ton. I really do appreciate it. I'm trying to revamp the channel, as it were, and I'm trying to get out a video every other day or every 3, depending on like when patch notes drop and all that stuff. So with that, have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy the games, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. We did. All right, so hard mulligan for avalanches. Tavern Keeper's like, okay. Ooh, and Alex coming through, man. How's it going? We got up to 194 LP today. Yay, we went up like 60 LP, which is like nothing. Oh shit, Jarpay coming in too, man. Any fun weekend plans? I took a 4-day weekend from work, so I'm gonna be playing a lot of Runeterra and just trying to catch up on other games in my backlog. Trying to do like a de-stress week, as it were. All right, so this is unfortunately for us gonna be a do nothing for 3 turns into Aeons. Unless we find a avalanche, right? Oh, well, here we go. Big old ramp hours. I think we actually are supposed to take the double ramp. I don't know. I think avalanche next turn is probably decent enough value to do it. Okay, well that's... so we don't want to avalanche, I guess, until like they apply more pressure. This is awkward. The lady I took a drive out to Marfa. Nice. That sounds like a good ass time, Naviki. We're at least here in Michigan, there's not a ton that we can be doing because we're still trying to, you know, do all the good social distancing on our end. Gosh, you know what? Swain, just dropping a Swain on them is not terrible either. Because that's going to force out, I guess that forces out like a TF. Ooh, I like this. So we're going to do this to hopefully force out a TF and then have the avalanche so we can at least kill 2 of their champions in one go.
Deal me in.
Yep.
Dead in their tracks.
It also gives us more damage on the avalanche too. War Mothers is my favorite card from set 1, so anytime somebody gives me a War Mothers list, I gotta play it. I just have to. Them the rules. Okay, well. That's gonna be frustrating. They could still have a Fury of the North, right? That's gonna be pretty bad for us. Ah, fair enough. Hello, hello, from Mexico.
All or nothing.
All right. It's got to be pocket aces. Oh, that's pretty annoying. It's going to survive the avalanche now. And we can't block. All right, so it's going to be avalanche into flock. And this is like a super level for Swain. Okay, well that's dumb. Ooh, actually, we can do Tavern Keeper on the Swain here as well. That was like a lot of resources that they've spent.
They're out there.
Nivik? All right, thank you. Definitely let me know if you have another name. Just a general thing to anyone in chat. If you have a better name to go by. So we can heal this. But then we can't do our catalyst. I guess we don't care, right? Because we're gonna drop the Leviathan next. Yeah, we don't care.
Witness strength. You're bluffing.
Nice. Well, at least there was something. All right. Well, I don't like to use. I knew it was you, Jared. I don't want like to use people's names, except for Travis, because he doesn't have an easy to say name. Oh shoot! I'm off by 1. I can't count. I thought we could play War Mothers next turn. I'm an idiot. So the downside here is this Twisted Fate's looking pretty beefy. Probably an open attack. Casey. Oh shit, it is. Well, that's well done. I would never have put that together. I could try to force them to use bad cards. We still have a bit of healing. I feel like the Leviathan is just better. And then we have War Mothers next turn. Oh, wait, no, because they do have the Teemo. Not Teemo, Fizz. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 left then? Nah, I think it is supposed... We'll absorb the damage. I think it's supposed to be Leviathan. Because we can do Leviathan into War Mothers. Wait, it doesn't say if you don't have it? Hello? Oh, wait, we're out of Swains. Crap. I forgot this list plays 2, not 3. How could this happen to me? Shit. All right. Well, this is still a 5A with Overwhelm. This is a beefy boy. And we have harsh wind. We have double harsh winds as protection, right? If they try to do like an all-in fizz play, so we're fine. Like, they're gonna have Trindamir's spell. That's kind of awkward. But I think if we do War Mothers into double harsh winds, we're fine. Yes, absolutely. I can give you the code after this match. Again, this isn't the Aquilabot from yesterday. This was a user-submitted one.
An auspicious season.
Oh, we can also just lock them out with Swain, right?
I guess you can.
So we actually don't care that their TF is leveling up.
This will be
Potentially.
a good winter.
I still think we War Mothers no matter what. We have harsh winds. We're safe. Good heavens.
Blessed by
All right,
snow
I'm
and
kind of worried. This is
stars.
going to be something big. But again, we have the Swain, so potentially we just get to play this and lock them out of whatever their big threat is. So that's fine. I feel bad because our opponent's doing all this work. And then next turn we have Swain plus Harsh Winds. Like, this should just be goody goody gumdrops. Go, my boats! Be free! Let's go!
This will be a good winter.
Big boat time.
Soak it in.
I mean, obviously we have to take this attack, though. They have a burst, so they're going to get to do something. They can probably stun one of these, right? But this is a shit ton of damage coming through for them. All right, respect. Respect.
You're bluffing.
They have to play another spell. Yeah, sure. Okay, so whatever they have, there's going to be something big in their hand now.
Winter.
Good God. What do you think it is, chat? What is he going to hit me with?
Dead in their tracks.
All right, not dead yet. And then don't forget, we have War Mothers. Is it really the only other unit they play as Fizz? Oh, there it is!
Dark in the sky! Fire!
Chugga, chugga, chugga. Yeah, GG. GG's all around.
Looks like trouble.
I guess this kind of matters. Let's just, like, try to kill it. Because I'd rather do Swain plus a heal if we can. Okay, well. You don't have... Jesus, it's still going. The buffs are still going. All right, all right. Keep the spells going. It's gonna stun this. It's not stunning my guy. I don't even care if we lose the boat. It literally doesn't matter. Okay, now that makes me sad.
This will be a good winter.
Gosh, they're spending so many resources here. Yeah, literally doesn't matter.
Hold it, partner.
Swain and pass, and if they have literally anything, we still have a Harsh Winds. Which, wait, no, they can't. They have to rally in combat. Never mind. Fizz's spell is not what they... 23 damage. Holy cow. All right. Big old War Mother's coming in for us. We do want to bank the spell mana here. Like, we shouldn't die from 11. Oh, I guess they could have like a Riptide. Or no, if they had Riptide Rex, they would have played it.
An auspicious
I guess we do
season.
take the heal here.
What will you do?
Let's not be, let's not burn mana anyways, right? All right, here we go.
Empire, battle by battle.
I've taught you well,
Witness strength. We strike now.
All the stuns! All the stuns in the world.
Blessed by snow and stars.
I'm kind of sad. I like wanted to know what else they had.
An auspicious season.
But we're like we even just pass, and this still kills it. Just to show them that we still have the harsh winds for whatever they played. Are we just showing off who has what now? All right. There we go. Good spirit. Who was this?
An auspicious
Yo, shout out to
season.
Rick. Good opponent, man. Good spirit. I appreciate that.
dead in their tracks.
And again, keep in mind, like, Swain alone is going to do the damage, or the Leviathan coming across the top would matter too. And more stuns. And more stuns! This is unfortunate because they just deny our War Mothers, and then we're very sad. Anivia's definitely need to go back in the deck, though.
Nothing escapes my watch.
All right, get in the early chip damage. We gave up the Catalyst play here, but
Barbarossa's name.
we'll see what they end up doing here. Interesting.
Don't let the fluffy tails fool you.
I mean, that's fine. They might stun this. Whatever. I don't want them to pass. We have to hold up our stun here. Like, maybe we're supposed to like force the culling strike here before they can get too much value. Maybe we were supposed to culling strike that just to try to get some action. I think this is also fine because we could Ravenous Flock if they block. 5 mana to ramp seems so expensive. It's not as bad because you can use spell mana for it, but and it has a heal attached to it as well, but it is pretty expensive. It's also the reason why nobody plays Warding Stones
like the wind.
by comparison. All right, so that's probably a deny then. We're gonna go ahead and it's 3 or less, right? Yeah, so it'd have to be 2. So we're gonna try to kill this now. And then we're gonna have to figure out what the hell to do about this Yasuo, because that is kind of a problem for us. 4 HP, or 4 attack and 4 HP is pretty good.
Zigged. Should have zagged.
Okay, so no deny there.
I face my fate. Your turn.
Anivia is probably just gonna eat like a will or something. Kind of want to draw. I want to find something else here.
Alert the village.
Sure. So now they're probably gonna play something else, which means we can avalanche, and then we're gonna be quickly to 10 on them. I can't imagine they pass up on 9. They can play like Reckoner. Like they have a billion different. Good heavens. I really don't want to take 6, but I want to kill the Yasuo. I think we try to do this while it's under deny mana.
Clear mind name.
This was a really good turn for us. And then we potentially have... I guess we can test to see if they have an answer for this, because I don't want to give them the Anivia yet. Like, we have to wait until Anivia can threaten becoming an egg. That's why I said we take 6 from this last turn. We could also just guillotine.
The few for the many.
Well, that's awkward. I guess, why are you playing Grenader in that list? You just really want the damage? I kind of want to just bank the spell mana. Try to get them to play something else. I'm trying to think, like, they might have a Death's Hand or something, so they get a stun that way.
Patience is a tactician's greatest tool.
We have the, we actually have the heal post. I should have thought about that. So we try to kill this, attack out. Okay, that's... I mean, that's a good enough pickup for us. Sure.
After the battle, the wind is ceased.
It also denies us the level up, which is a big sad. There's got to be a Death's Hand or something here. Yep. As expected. So this means we could use our guillotine, but I don't think we want to use that yet. I think we just try to heal here instead. It also denies them the flock play. So then next turn we could actually do like block here and then avalanche. All right, War Mothers, where are you at? Why not our own Glinthorn, right? Sure. Surely that's the play.
I've carved meat bigger than you.
This is kind of funny. Serious Horde coming through. It's going. It's been a week, but you know, I climbed up ranked a little bit. We're having fun with this deck. How's your Friday night treating you?
Prepare the cargo!
There is no excess when victory is at stake.
Okay, so we actually want to do this so we can use Noxus Guillotine on both. Wait, that means we have to let them play the Swain first? Crap.
Artillery barrage!
The sequencing of this is a little awkward, isn't it? There's no way that they pass, though. Like, there's no way they expect the Noxus Guillotine, right? No, they did. All right.
Positions!
I mean, this does the same, I guess. We're gonna lose the Anivia.
Tomorrow we rise anew.
We have a Katarina, so we could actually get them to play the Swain and then ping it this way, so we don't actually have to worry about losing our Agnivia.
Prepare the cargo!
Oh, come on now.
When victory is at stake.
All right, well, this is definitely the play.
It's just an egg.
No one expects the guillotine. Wow, is our opponent just dead then? I mean, they probably try to kill Anivia here. This is kind of insane. Oh, yep, here comes the Angries. Oh no! Oh, that's actually so good. Oh, the outplays. Look at that. All right, well, I'm gonna guess this means that they can't kill our Anivia.
I've taught you well, my boy.
Let's go! Let's go! GG's? That GG? Good game? Good game? Oh, this is insane turn.
No retreat!
Ah, yes! Yes! Look at that. Oh, man. Glinthorn, I tell you, that was a good game for this deck.